So the next bits are strength work. So the Sphinx move is using core strength to hold your stomach up and keeping your back nice and straight. And breathe, 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 breathe. So it's a 2-minute timed exercise. Obviously, if you're in pain, if your technique starts to go, very important, stop. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Sphinx, and then I'm going to show alternative option, which is my Fitball. This is an exercise that is very strong for the core. It's a lot harder though, and it requires a lot of control and probably a mirror initially to see how you're doing. Because what you're going to try and do is, again, keep your body in line. So from the shoulders to the hip to the knee should be a straight line. I'm going to be rolling down the arms and then rolling back. That's the hard bit. So you've got to pull yourself back, and it's all here. It's all here that's happening with that. So you roll down and then you roll back. So 10 seconds to prepare. In position. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull yourself up, flatten out your back. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Pull your tummy up, flatten out your back. Lifting through the chest, lifting through the stomach. 45 seconds. That's a minute. Keep going if you can. If you want to change to another version, we've done other versions before. I'm still timing you, so I'm just going to do my Fitball version, which is obviously a bit more movement involved and slightly harder with the core, but of course it's a to and fro, so you do get the chance to have a little bit of a rest when you're there. Quite strong. That's a minute and 45 seconds. Ten seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now stretch out your lower back. Format is now to work on the glutes. In order to work the glutes effectively, you need to have your pelvis stable and still. It's no good getting into position and then letting your back move around as you move your leg. You stabilise the pelvis with your core, and then you carefully and slowly move your leg. Also, the other thing is keeping your legs straight, effective for using the glutes, because otherwise you can end up using the hamstrings sometimes more than the glutes. So again, a straight leg position and then a very slow and carefully controlled lift is worth far more than an uncontrolled movement. So here's one option, and I am going to also use a Fitball option as well. Hands and knees, and You can stay with both hands on the floor and stretch your leg away, stretch the leg up, and then maybe take it slightly out and in and down and up and out and in. Okay. Smallish movements, but the real key to success of using your glutes rather than just stressing your lower back is that stable core, stable trunk. To make it a little bit more interesting, what you could do is put your hand in your lower back and then opposite hand, this is, yeah, and then do the lift and lower. And obviously you've made yourself a lot more unstable, so a lot more concentration required. So have a little rest. We'll do a few more of those. So you've got hand in the lower back option. Do test yourself with the ball if you can. If you're not putting your hand there, that is. If you're just doing that version, test yourself with the ball in the lower back. And you can add a side as well as down and up if you want. Now I promise to show a Fitball version as well, which is not obviously any use if you haven't got a Fitball. So you just carry on with the other two options, one of the other two options that I showed you. But the Fitball option is hands just touching the floor, tummy pulled in, and then lengthen and stretch, lengthen and stretch. And you can also do opposite arm away. And it's harder than when you've got your knees on the floor, because your knees are more stabilising than a ball. So that's why it's more difficult. But what's nice is that the ball supports your body, supports you in your attempts to stabilise your pelvis, because it's pushing inwards at your stomach and your hips anyway. So it's quite handy, really. Not that you can forget your technique. So if you're doing floor work without a ball, hands and knee work, you should be doing at least 5 lifts on each side, and then 5 lifts doing the other side, and there. After all that, you'll need a stretch. Just wanted to do this nice little one for the arms and the core. But kneeling up is ideal. You can do it standing. So kneeling or standing, and shoulders down, hands right by the side of your trousers, by the side of your legs, sorry. And then pulling your tummy in, take your arms straight back. So not out to the side, but straight back, keeping the shoulders down. So you should feel a lovely shoulder muscle engagement. But if you've got a band in front of your thighs, you should also feel a core having to resist what you're doing with the band. So by pulling on the band, you make the core engage. So the core is resisting that pressure that you're exerting with your arms. So it's a lovely little exercise requiring no movement, just a squeezing, gently pulling, and then release. So that's the muscle you've worked there. So do stretch it. And stretch. Before we do the shoulder bridge, I'd just like to try something. So I'm going to use my ball. A sort of badly inflated children's kind of cheap and cheerful play ball would be just as good. Put the ball between my feet. And then push the ball to the ceiling. And push it away. Push it up. Push it away. Push it up. So you can see you could use, you know, something. It doesn't have to be a chi ball as such. So the effect of having something between your feet is that you're pushing inwards as well. So it's extra work. And then I thought to finish off we might try drop and catch, throw and catch, drop and catch, throw and catch, drop and catch, throw and catch, drop and catch, throw and catch. Again, coordination and inner thigh work, all good fun. So, shoulder bridge. I'm adding my little weights. I'm also going to put a hog underneath my feet because I find it just really comfortable actually. Might be because I've got slightly dodgy knees. Can't complain, but anyway. So if you find that your knee won't quite bend at 90 degrees, if you add height underneath your feet, it really helps improve the angle from the knee to the hip, and it makes shoulder bridge easier. Okay. Breathe in to prepare. Roll up, roll up. Add arms, weights, or no weights. So I'm adding a little bit of circling with the weights. And then rolling back down. As I've said in previous episodes, you've got to focus on good technique, rolling the spine up, using the glutes, and then anything else you do is extra and bonus as long as it doesn't detract from the main important technique of rolling up and rolling down. So never forget, that's the important bit. So I'm going to try knee squeezes now, in and out. So this is good for inner thighs and glutes, extra glute work. Very nice. Now if I put my hands on there and rest the weights on my tummy, they're having to do even more work holding up that extra weight. So it's up to you. And then roll back down. Sometimes all you need to do, all you want to do, is have the arms up there And then as you roll up, take the arms out. And as you roll back down, when you're ready, bring the arms back up. That was a very nice satisfying feeling. And if you want to do a little bit more with your triceps, you could try mix and match really. So do perhaps 3. Remember the elbows stay still. The elbows stay still. I explained this at the end of part 1. And then you roll up and you do some more. So maybe 3, 2, 1. Roll down. Do some more. 2, 1. Roll up. And I guess you could combine knee squeezes with triceps. And roll back down. That was quite fun. So do a few more shoulder bridges, and while you're doing that, I'm going to get my Fitball. 2 different versions actually. One is the relaxing version, where this is like when you do chair Pilates. Your legs are relaxed on the ball, and then you roll up, but you let the ball roll away from you as you straighten your legs, and then you've got a lovely straight torso, shoulders, hips, knees, feet. Very satisfying. It's a little bit easier on a ball in the sense than a chair, because the chair obviously won't roll away nicely from you. So you have to try and accommodate yourself around the chair for this. But that's very nice feeling. And then you roll back down. And then there's the hard version. So you dig your heels in. Oh, you can do it with, you can use a Fitball with trainers, by the way, but I'm using my brand new sticky bottomed Pilates socks. Breathe in to prepare and roll up and then straighten. So that's fun. You can even do leg in the air as well. And all the time you're trying to keep that bum from dropping down, and obviously stop yourself from rolling, stop the ball from rolling to the side. It's all good fun. Bring it in and roll back down. So I hope I've teased you and intrigued you with the fun that you can have with a Fitball if you've yet to discover those delights. Finishing off the shoulder bridge in your own time, nice and slowly. Roll over. Curl the toes under. Push your bottom up. Knees soft. Walk your hands up. Big breath in. Give yourself a clap. See you next time.